Welcome back to the wetland. Every spot here has an address, measured from the exact point where these two rivers cross, the central pond. When Wren Heron forages, she moves from mudflat to lily pad, but her physical tracks quickly wash away, leaving no permanent path to follow. To track her journey, we map an invisible grid over the pond and rivers. To locate any spot, move across the horizontal river first, then move up. Wren's first foraging stop becomes an ordered pair, a single plotted point. Graphing a point anchors a real physical place onto the map, turning a fleeting moment into a permanent, readable record. 3 landmarks are plotted: a perch at 2,5, an otterflat at 6,3, and a roost burrow at 4,1. Looking purely at the numbers, which sits highest? The y-coordinate dictates height. 5 is the greatest, so the perch sits highest. We can also reverse engineer a point to locate a hidden object. Suppose a heron's nest is already plotted at the coordinate 3,4. By translating the first coordinate into a cross movement, we find row 3. By translating the second coordinate into up movement, we find column 4. The point names a very real, specific tucked nest in row 3, column 4. Reading a coordinate map requires taking the math backward. You translate the numbers back into the altitude or precise physical row they represent in reality. In this specialized section of the wetland, the grid measures item quantities rather than physical distance. The rules of this specific map are strict. Moving across the horizontal axis counts fish, while moving up the vertical axis counts pebbles. Wren the Heron carefully evaluates the shoreline, calculating the specific ratio of fish and pebbles needed for her trade. She needs exactly 5 fish and 2 pebbles. Is her target point 5.2 or 2.5? We match fish to the horizontal axis and pebbles to the vertical axis. Placing the 5 first and the 2 second lands exactly on 5.2. Swapping the order to 2.5 means 2 fish and 5 pebbles. The number order dictates real-world meaning, bound entirely by what each axis represents. Looking at this wide aerial view of the wetland grid, Wren's entire morning is visible as an array of isolated, plotted points. Connecting these individual locations reveals the shape of a journey that would otherwise be entirely invisible. By plotting places sequentially, scattered physical movements become a clear, readable story on a plane. The central rule of the wetland remains constant: plot right, then up, and read it back in real words. Wren may lift off and leave the physical ground behind, but her movements are preserved securely in the mathematical record. Plot it, then read it back. I'll see you at the next bend. Graphing points in the first quadrant takes the messy, shifting reality of the natural world and structures it into a picture, one that lets you measure, compare, and solve real relationships.